Once upon a time, in a magical underwater city, lived a young octopus named Oscar. He was a shy little fellow with bright blue eyes and soft purple skin. He loved to paint pictures with bubbles, creating beautiful, swirling patterns that danced in the water. He was only 7 years old, but he had a big worry that often made him sad. Oscar was always worried. He worried about big things like the dark, and small things like whether his bubble paintings were good enough. He worried so much that sometimes he couldn't play or paint, and that made him very sad. His best friend, Sammy the seahorse, was always there for him. Sammy had shiny green scales and sparkly eyes. He was always telling funny jokes that made everyone laugh. Sammy was a good friend, and he always tried to help Oscar when he was worried. "Oscar," Sammy would say, "lots of us feel worried sometimes. It's okay to feel scared, but you can't let it stop you from having fun." Oscar knew Sammy was right. He knew he worried too much, and he wanted to stop. He remembered a story about a brave little turtle who was once afraid of the dark, just like him. But the turtle learned to be brave, and Oscar wanted to be brave too. He thought to himself, if the turtle could do it, I can too. There was a special place Oscar wanted to visit. It was a beautiful coral garden filled with colorful fish and singing corals, but he was too worried to go there alone. He would look at the garden from afar and think, if only I wasn't so worried, I could go there and paint the most beautiful bubble painting ever. Deep inside, Oscar felt that he knew how to stop worrying. He just needed to find the courage to face his fears. He thought to himself, I can learn to be brave. I can learn to stop worrying so much. One day, as Oscar and Sammy were playing near the coral garden, they found a golden seahorse key lying on the ocean floor. It was shiny and beautiful, and it had a strange message engraved on it. To find the pearl of courage, follow the light, Sammy read aloud. Suddenly, the golden key began to glow. It was as if it was guiding them somewhere. Oscar and Sammy looked at each other and knew they had to follow the glowing key. The journey begins. With the golden key leading the way, Oscar and Sammy began their journey. The key glowed brighter and brighter as they swam through the ocean. They passed by schools of fish, fields of seaweed, and colorful corals that sang beautiful songs. The journey was exciting and filled with wonder. As they traveled, Oscar and Sammy talked about their shared purpose. We're going to find the pearl of courage, Oscar, Sammy said, and when we do, you'll be able to visit the coral garden without any worries. Inside, Oscar felt a spark of hope. He thought, maybe, just maybe, this journey will help me stop worrying so much. Their journey took them through a forest of tall seaweed that swayed gently in the ocean currents. It felt like they were swimming through a green, whispering maze. The golden key glowed brighter, guiding them deeper into the underwater forest. Soon, they arrived at a cave. The entrance was framed by glowing sea anemones, casting a soft, magical light all around. It was like stepping into a different world, filled with mysteries and hidden treasures. Wow, said Sammy, his eyes wide with awe. This place is amazing! Inside the cave, they met a wise old turtle named Toby. He had a shell covered in ancient carvings and eyes that sparkled with wisdom. Hello, brave travelers! Toby greeted them, his voice echoing softly in the cave. You have come a long way! Suddenly, a whirlpool created by Sharky started to pull them in. Oscar's heart pounded in fear. If they got sucked into the whirlpool, they would be lost forever. Don't worry, Oscar, Toby said calmly. Remember to take deep breaths and stay calm. Oscar did as Toby said. He closed his eyes and took deep, slow breaths. He could feel his worries start to fade away. With newfound courage, he swam against the whirlpool, pulling Sammy with him. We did it! Sammy cheered, his voice full of relief. You were really brave, Oscar. The golden key glowed brighter, filling Oscar with warmth and confidence. He felt his worries start to fade. I am brave, even when things feel big, he thought to himself. Their next journey led them through a maze of coral towers. The corals were vibrant, their colors more beautiful than any painting Oscar had made. The golden key guided them to a sunken ship. It was old and creaky, but it held secrets of the deep. Suddenly, Sharky trapped the clownfish's baby in a net. Oscar felt his heart pound in his chest. If they didn't free the baby clownfish, it would be unable to breathe. But Oscar remembered how he had faced the whirlpool. He took a deep breath, swam towards the net, and used his 8 arms to untangle it. The baby clownfish was free, and the golden key shimmered, reflecting Oscar's growing courage. His heart felt lighter. His worries seemed smaller. I can face big things, even when they feel scary, Oscar thought. One day, he met a young jellyfish who was always worried, just like Oscar used to be. Oscar shared his story with the jellyfish, teaching him how to breathe slowly, count to 10, and challenge his worries. You are brave, even when things feel big, Oscar told the jellyfish. With Oscar's help, the jellyfish learned to overcome his worries, just as Oscar had. As Oscar grew older, his dreams grew bigger. He dreamed of painting the entire underwater city with his bubbles, creating a beautiful masterpiece for everyone to enjoy. He also dreamed of teaching young sea creatures how to overcome their worries, just as he had. He knew that with his newfound courage, he could achieve anything he set his mind to. Worries. He was the bravest octopus in the underwater city, and he was ready to face any challenge that came his way. After all, he was Oscar the Brave, the octopus who overcame his worries and found the pearl of courage. And as he looked forward to his bright future, he thought to himself, my worries don't define me. I am brave, and I can face anything.